Good evening, fam. Welcome and thank you for engaging with me yet again to episode number 2 of Uniquely You, where we are all about life, business, and all things unique. Wow. Last week I was overwhelmed by your feedback. Thank you for your compliments, suggestions, all the love that you showed, the comments, encouragement, and the engagement even just on the platform. Thank you very much. And I assure you, I'll put all your comments and suggestions into consideration. Just picking up from last week, I got some inboxes and guys were asking me. I didn't think actually I'll get a lot of response. I was just doing these videos and putting myself out there. But I didn't think I would get some of the questions that I got in my inbox. And thank you very much for asking. And they're all very valid. It doesn't mean I'm an SME. I'm just pouring out from what I've learned on my journey. So maybe it can help someone, maybe it can't. I mean, pick what you can and delete what you're not able to. So last week we talked about starting before you're ready. We talked about using your defining moments to shape your future. And I talked about just embracing your weakness. And someone asked me, Mato, how do I do all of these things? And I really tried for almost 1 week just to think, what is their content? What can I come up with on the second week? And I gave myself that 1 week just to think about it and deliberate. And I realized of the 3 things that I actually spoke about, there's one thing that really stops us from doing a lot of these things. And this came up when a friend of mine asked me a very simple question. Martin, is there something you will do if you believed in your heart you will not fail? Is there something you will do if you believed you will not fail? And he asked me this question last year, and that's the honest truth. But this year, this question hit me like a ton of bricks, and I was asking myself, by the way, is there something I would do if I believed I would not fail? And a lot of things came up in my mind, but I always zeroed in on either 2 or 3 things in my head. And it's the same question I'm posing to you. Is there something you would do if you believed you will not fail? Now, what is this that stops us, all of us, from actually doing this one thing? And what kept on ringing in my head, and sometimes I'm listening to a speaker talk during the week, either it's a pastor or a preacher, most of us are dwelling on 3 things, but I picked one, and that was fear. And today I'm just going to talk a bit just about overcoming our fears. So when he asked me this question, I sat down and asked myself, what is this one thing that I think I would do if I believed I would not fail? And actually, what is stopping me from actually not doing this thing? And I discovered that actually we are not born with, we are actually not born with fear. Fear is something that is taught as we grow. And I asked myself, again, how we are cultured, where you come from. Where did I learn this fear? And I mean, when we are children, you can even ask the parents. And some of the parents who are here today just listening to me, you know the vocabularies that you use with your child when they are young. The Bible says, and I like borrowing from the Bible, teach a child in the way they should follow, and when they grow, they'll never depart from them. But do we tell them what to do, or do we tell them what not to do? Because our vocabulary is full of stop, where, watcha, no, nini. That's, I mean, when you look at a parent with a young child, those are the few words in our vocabulary. Or usishike hiyo itakuchoma, that that fire will burn you, don't do ABCD, or don't cross the road, you'll be hit by a car. But many of us don't instruct or teach. And when we grow up, some of these things actually, because fear is not a bad thing, by the way. It depends on how you use this fear. And one thing I just like to say is fear should actually inform your actions, not control it. And that's the thing I need you to take from here. Fear should inform your actions and not control it. So when I actually thought about this and I looked back and I asked someone, by the way, introduce yourself. Who are you? Who are you? Martin. And you always start, my name is Martin. I run an events business. I run a training company. I'm married with 2 children, blah, blah, blah. I live in... That's not who you are. Actually, who you are, most of the times, are the rosy words that you put in your CV, which you don't even pronounce. And you're not able to pronounce them verbally. Like when I look at your CV and you say, who is Martin? I will say I'm hardworking. I'm a proud father of 2 children who have taught me how to be patient, how to be A, B, C, and D. And when given the opportunity to come in your organization, I will bring these 1, 2, 3 things to the table. By the way, those are the things we write on the CV, but we can't verbalize them because society has cultured us in a way that if you verbalize such things, you're coming out as boasting or egotistical or you're bragging, you know. And so that fear, and there are so many fears, but I'm talking about one particular fear. There are so many types of fears. I'm not talking about the fear of needles, the fear of crawling insects, fear of heights. People have all types of fear. Fear of water. If I see large mass of water, I'm claustrophobia, you know. And there are those Kenyan fears that we've coined. There is fear of drinking tea without sugar. There is fiatu, fear of walking without shoes. I mean, yeah, the Kenyan we are. But there's one particular fear that affects all of us, and this is the social phobia. Because we fear being judged, we fear being rejected, we fear failure. What will people say about us? Fear of the unknown. Fear of making decisions. There are people actually who are stunted because if I make this decision, what will happen? Will I go left? Will I go right? What will they say of me? So I read an article by ABC and they were saying actually 1 in every 20 people have social phobias. And that's why you find so many people on social media. You're waiting for just that click, that like. If people don't like my page, what does that say about me? There are people who actually, I've never even met you, but I talk to people online. I'm talking to 2,000 people or 10,000 people I don't even know. And I'm like, hey, how are you guys? You know, today I slept, I did A, B, C, and D. I mean, it's none of their business. They don't care. They're there for likes. And do one wrong thing, they'll hate you with the same equal measure you feel they love you. So many of us are controlled by our social phobias. And this social phobia is actually excessive consciousness in social situations. There are people who actually have fear of public speaking. They can't speak in public. And fear of doing so many things. So one fear also for me was, yes, I could be able to speak actually in front of people. I would want to MC because I'm a leader in some organization. In my own company, I will go and pitch to my clients. But actually me just talking to you I'm recording. I'm not seeing anyone. I'm not talking to anyone. I'm just doing a recording. It wasn't making sense in my head. So actually, in a sense, what I'm doing right now, I am actually conquering one of my fears. And I realized this is what stops us from being able to sell ourselves. If I ask you to sell someone else, it said Martin, if you ask Martin to talk about Joyce, I will describe her with the features until that person can actually say, Joyce must really be a nice person. But if I try and talk about myself, people will not even be able to make it, even in 60 seconds, you know. So society judges us. You think the society judges us by what we do. And that's what sometimes defines what your success is, defines what your passion is, defines what you sacrifice for, and you live a long life not being the unique person that God set you out to be. And for me, I always say it's never too late. So the question I keep on asking myself, so how do we conquer these fears? How do I conquer my fears? So for me, I just want to leave you with 5 things. 5 things. I'm going to talk a lot. The item number 1 I'd like to talk about is name your fear. Name your fear. So if you don't even know what you fear, how are you going to be able to conquer it? Just name it. And actually sometimes when you voice something, it helps you to sort it out. And people always say human beings generally just want to be heard. I don't even need you to solve my problems. You want just to be understood. So by just voicing these things, you actually now start bringing down that fear. Name it. Name your fear. Just by stating it gives you the strength to actually go through it. The second one is surround yourself with people who will push you to overcome this fear. Surround yourself with people who will push you to overcome this fear. So the first one is name your fear. The second, surround yourself with people. Why? Because you need people around you. Now, if I had not gotten those encouraging words that I got last week, I don't think I would have actually done this second video. I'll just say, it's okay. I owe no one no explanation to continue what I need to do. But actually, by just telling people, there are people who put me in check and tell me, Martin, by when did you say you want to start these videos? You've been talking about this for the last 1 year. And I told them, I promise I'll do this by next Tuesday so that I can air this video on Wednesday. They said, I will call you on Monday to see if actually you've done what you said you're supposed to do. I said, no, but Monday is a bit too early. No, I will call you on Monday to ensure that you're going to do this by Wednesday. And that's how I got through this video. The third thing is practice and role play. Even by the time I do these videos, I'm so used to being spontaneous. I can come, you can give me a topic, and this is a strength that God has given me. I can go somewhere and speak about a particular thing. I've not even rehearsed about it. But tell me to practice and make it perfect. I will be a scatterbrain. So I'll not even go through it. So when you practice, especially for the people who want to do public speaking, you have to practice and role play. Look at yourself in the mirror. It is very strange. I've been told this in the last, even in trainings. I even tell people when I'm training that you look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself you are strong, you are bold, you are courageous. Let me tell you, I can't even do it on the mirror. I feel like I am bragging. Remember what I said? It's like I'm being egotistical or something. You are encouraging yourself. Practice and role play. Yeah. Get help. That's the fourth thing. Get help. Get a mentor or a coach, someone who can be able to assist you through the process. I actually had like 3 or 4 mentors. They just kept on dropping. Why? Because, Mato, you keep on talking about this thing. You're not doing it. Yeah. But someone who will keep you in check, stand by you. And I thank a few people who actually kept on pushing me. Martin, do this video, do this video. So get help. The fifth thing is follow others. There are people who've gone before you. There's nothing new under this sun. There's always someone who has done what you really want to do. So get that help so that you can be able to actually follow others. It can be benchmarking. In this life, there's nothing wrong with copying. That's the honest truth. China was built on copying, and everything we have right now is just copy. Made in China, made in China. Why is it that when you as a Kenyan, you try and do something and make it unique and your own, people say, this person has copied so and so. Let them talk. But do you. Be unique and do you. And when you're doing something, make it your own. Yeah? So I just like to leave you with those 5 things. Number 1, name your fear. Number 2, surround yourself with people who will push you to overcome that fear that is holding you back. Number 3, practice and role play wherever you can about your fear. Get help. Get help. And number 5, follow other people. It doesn't hurt to follow. Have people. Always have someone you're looking up to, like, I would like to be like. It's not envy. It is, you won't have that sense of achievement. And then now, make this thing your own. Pick it and run with it. Fear should inform your actions and it should not control it. That's how I would ask you today, even as I leave you with these few words and few remarks. What would you do if you believed in your heart that you will not fail? Thank you for engaging with me today. This is Uniquely You, where we are all about life, business, and all things unique. Go out there and be uniquely you. Good night. Thank you.